if you're a transgender, like you maybe you shouldn't have to tell the person if you're gonna have sex with that they were or didn't or whatever, and that it's a thing of like miseducation, that we have been educated to think that if you're a guy you need to see a vagina, like. And he went into that hole, and I was like, oh fuck, like I was agreeing with everything, and then he went into this because I think that touches on like your personal sexual preferences, and that's very like personal. I think, like, you know what I mean? Like, I think I don't mind anything that you do, but I'll tell you my stance, and then you can tell me yours. But I feel that if you are a transgender man and or woman, and you come on to me, and I know that, and I want to be with you, that's cool and that's beautiful. But if you're doing it out of deceivement, and I'm sorry, I understand that you feel that way, even though I don't understand it, I respect it. But it's like, no, I think I also deserve respect to know, you know, like, I don't know. I guess it's touchy because some people might say like, oh, no, you're transphobic. But I don't know. I just think it's normal to think that. How do you feel about it? Hey, Paul looked at Anita like, you go for it on this one.
I think that you should. I mean, maybe if it's like a one night stand, like maybe not.
And also, Daniela, when you're thinking of this, also think of it in reverse, right? Like a woman used to be a woman, then turned into a guy, and then met you at a bar, and now you're thinking of the same thing, you know? Because sometimes some people like to be very progressive when it's the other one doing it. So like getting character as well. How would you feel?
I guess you don't need to tell me, but I'm gonna find out, and then I'm gonna turn you down because I'm not into chicks. So fine, don't tell me, but then don't get mad when I'm like, where's your dick? You don't have one.
Okay, right. I mean, because that's the other part that like eventually you're gonna know. I mean, unless the operation.
I mean, unless you have operation.
That post-operation, you know, that there are transgender women who look very, very feminine. And I watch a YouTuber, Blair White. I really am interested in her views.
I've heard of her. She's really cool. And she looks super hot.
You would never. She has the only. She just came out because everyone's been asking her like, did you get it? Did you get the surgery? And she just came out and said that she hasn't gotten it yet because it messes with you. You know, statistically, it shows that transgenders, the suicide rate is over 40. It's like 42% versus us. I'm not going to say normal people. That's terrible. Versus non-transgender, where a suicide rate is 7. That's a really big jump, and a lot of it is when you have that, you know, that surgery. It messes with you chemically. I'm assuming it messes with you a lot there, and it also desensitizes almost all of it. So that's why she hadn't gotten it. Anyways, there are a lot of transgender women out there that can definitely pass.
So do you care?
It depends.
It depends. Like if it's a one night stand.
If I never know about it and I feel like I just boned some hot chick, I guess I won't care.
Right?
Now, let's say I think like. You want me to tell you if I have AIDS, right?
But AIDS is not the same as being transgender.
Yeah, but like people would say that, and I'm just being a devil's advocate. People would argue like, also AIDS is the same as being transgender. No, but I do think that it does fall under the category of like fucking disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
I mean, totally, do I have to be like, hey, by the way, I got my boobs done? No, it's just surgery. Like
that's not gonna affect me emotionally and mentally though.
Yeah, because like that's the thing. That shit could scar someone.
Fuck me up.
I think that
Absolutely,
shit could,
man.
That shit could grab someone that already has issues and fucking howl like, yo, who am I?
You think so?
Not me, but like I think someone.
Really?
If someone's very
against that, you think?
Well,
I think if someone's very
like a very religious. No, because if you were religious, you wouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
I think if someone was very self-conscious about themselves, very self-conscious with, you know, maybe the way they look, their sexual performance, and they're at a bar and they finally meet somebody and it's this really pretty woman, and then, wow, this woman's paying attention to me. You know, this woman wants to come home with me. You go home and the next thing you know, it's not what you were expecting. That might scar somebody, you know?
Yeah, I think that might fuck with somebody. I mean, people on the other side would say, well, so what's the matter? It's just sexual experiences, bro. You know, just vibes. But I do think that people deserve their like. I just feel like in my libertarian views, I think that's where your liberty of being whoever you want to be sort of goes into my...
You're messing with me.
Yeah, like
Exactly.
you're coming into my fence now. And that's where I have
Right.
an issue. Like, but who knows? I mean, maybe we're going to look like, like backwards people in 50 years. And but
knows?
I got to be
Who
real
knows?
with what I feel, And this is how I
Yeah.
feel about it.
I agree.
Well, I just watched a video that said if you don't date transgender women, then you're transphobic.
Well, that's real, Paul. That's for real. That's what it. Yeah, but I mean
Be
that,
transphobic.
or if
I
like,
have
for
my
example,
preference. We all have our preferences. It doesn't. I'm not afraid of transphobic. Is I have a fear of trans people. I don't have a fear of them. It's just not my cup of tea.